Hello everyone, welcome to the show. Please hit the subscribe button and give this episode a thumbs up. Sister Wives star Gwen Brown has given new news of her life. She celebrated 56 years by announcing that the work on her dream house has started. She has also been talking about healing from the devastating loss of her son, Garrison. Gwen's kids have been showering her with lots of love and support in spite of that trying time. Recently, Gwen posted a heartwarming gift from her daughter that really touched her heart. Gwen made a big announcement last month. Her dream home is within reach. She said the property beside Madison's has been staked and construction plans are underway. Gwen anticipates the house to be completed by the holidays. She also revealed plans for the property, such as a porch where the family can congregate. Apart from news on her residence, Gwen has been posting updates with her children. She shared a Mother's Day present from Madison, and that was a plant with handprints and footprints of some grandchildren. Gwen was moved by the gift. Gwen recently also had a celebration of friends in marking her birthday. She and her friends went to Santa Fe and explored historical sites like the New Mexico History Museum and the Loretto Chapel. Upon her return, she was delighted to be greeted by her dog, which was taken care of by Madison and Savannah while she was gone. She recounted that her dog had been eager to see her. Gwen has also had her hands full gardening. She shared pictures of her North Carolina garden, which includes cauliflower, broccoli, and beets being cultivated. Weeds have been a problem throughout the season, but she's enjoying the lettuce pickings and savoring fresh tastes before they're out of season. Madison and Gwen have also worked in the garden and assisted in encouraging other family members, including Christine, to start a gardening endeavor of their own. Despite these positive moments, the next episode of Sister Wives is sure to be very emotional. The Brown family will say their last goodbyes to Garrison. Meanwhile, Sister Wives star Gabe Brown revealed something that surprised fans. As part of a 3-part tribute to his late brother Garrison, Gabe shared what he is up to nowadays. The family is still grieving at the tragic news of Garrison's suicide in March 2024. Gabe was the one who found him, and he has already shared his memories and feelings about that fateful day. The Brown family's journey is one of hope, loss, and love. We will keep you informed about their journey and offer you the latest news. We appreciate your watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video for more updates about the Brown family. The tragedy day was tragic, but most people were impressed with Gabe Brown's strength and courage amid that kind of loss. Over the seasons, it was clear that he and his father, Cody Brown, were not having a smooth relationship. So, what has Gabe been doing recently? He has some great news to tell. Gabe stayed in Las Vegas a considerable amount of time, where the Browns moved after leaving Utah. While staying in Vegas, he stayed with Logan Brown and his wife Michelle Petty. Gabe seemed to have moved for love. At the same time, he also began working on a new project in cameo videos, following in the footsteps of his father and other members of the Sister Wives clan who have been active there. After all he has endured, Gabe has become even more interesting to fans, who have been a long-time audience favorite. He is charging over $40 a video and promises a quick 24-hour turnaround. Compared to Cody Brown's private DVDs costing over $149, Gabe's fees are very affordable. Gabe cracked up his fans by joking that he would produce any kind of video, including spilling some tea. He laughed when the author of his intro video invited him to do food reviews and showed a playful and affable side of himself. Despite losing his brother Garrison, who he was particularly close to, Gabe is about to have fun. The brothers had to fight collectively against issues like the pandemic and their dad's attempts to evict them. During the Sister Wives series, Garrison was trying to buy a house, was saving for a down payment, while Gabe was in college. Although they did have some money, they were living with their mother, who would not allow them to move out despite Cody stating that they were dangerous. Garrison worked and returned home as usual, Cody thinking Gabe was out late with his girlfriend. Nothing improved between Cody and Gabe, but the family did gather for Garrison's funeral. Gabe has always received sympathy from his fans, especially after incidents like the one where Cody forgot his birthday. The majority were heartbroken when Gabe lost his temper, but were impressed with him for standing up to Cody. No child should go through the pain that Cody has caused Janelle's children. Gabe is justified in his complaint, and most hope he does well in getting support and love through his cameo activities and elsewhere. At the same time, in peaceful North Carolina landscapes, Janelle Brown begins anew. Pine fragrance and gentle breeze form the setting for this personal odyssey, with heartache as well as promise. Surrounded by waving trees and rolling hills, Janelle is stepping into a new stage of life after decades of navigating the complexities of several marriages and family obligations. The transition to North Carolina was not merely a move, but a deliberate shift toward healing, putting down roots and rediscovering herself. As spring burst into sunnier, longer days, Janelle finally has a home of her own. Not just in the way that it is her ideal, spirit, and memories of those she loves, but literally as well, a home to be herself, without segregation and judgment. This house is the foundation of a dream that she's held close to her heart for so long. Pausing to catch her breath, Janelle enters this new start of promise. Annelle breathed in deeply and knew it was time to settle down, both in the soil and in herself. For years she had moved in transient dwellings, from rented houses to motorhome vacations. Now she stood on a plot of land beside her daughter's house, gazing at the stakes that would soon enclose the boundaries of her haven. Early one morning, she softly said to herself, "This land is more than dirt. It's mine, it's history, and it's the future." This was the vision she had clung to after all these years of personal development, self-sacrifice, and compromise. Her home of choice wasn't luxurious or flashy. It was going to be a homey sanctuary. She pictured a spacious shaded porch where family members could sit quietly, pets could bask in the sun, and grandchildren could play and laugh. It would not be a monument or a palace, but a straightforward, sentimental place. Janelle envisioned a garden overflowing with healthy vegetables and herbs, a setting for healing conversations, cheerful laughter, open windows for ventilation, and a wraparound porch ideal for morning coffee and lulling night stories. Blogging about her journey, Janelle's dedicated followers monitored her progress eagerly. She mused, "I want my grandbabies to remember the scent of rosemary in the wind and the frogs singing at sunset." Amongst the sawdust and dirt of creating a new life, a heart-wrenching moment made Janelle realize how deeply her family is intertwined. On Mother's Day, she was given a gift that reduced her to tears. It was a flower pot with a growing plant, but it was more than that. It had the small prints of her grandchildren's feet and hands pressed into the clay of the pot. Each print was a quiet message of love, union, and memory, trapped in time. Clutching the planter to her side, Janelle sensed a balance of warmth and grief, the burden of loss tempered by the abiding love represented by flowers, footprints, and the caring hands of the future generation. Subsequently, with a sentimental tone in her voice, she averred, "I don't know how much this touched me. It is more than a Mother's Day present. It's a living memorial." Shortly thereafter, Janelle marked her birthday in a manner beyond the common cake and candles. This year's celebration was one of resilience, survival, and new beginnings. She spent her birthday in Santa Fe with good friends, surrounded by history and art embedded in adobe walls and cobblestone streets. Their plain but profound agenda involved seeing an ancient chapel with windows of stained glass that appeared to whisper hope. They strolled through museums that spoke of survival and sat in silence in houses of prayer where contemplation came so naturally. No lavish parties or regalia. Only real laughter, extended dialogue beneath the canopy of the sky, and the silent knowledge that sometimes the greatest party is to begin anew. When Janelle arrived home, her faithful dog welcomed her back with unadulterated joy. The youngest daughter had taken the old pet under her care while Janelle was away. The dog was so relieved to be in Janelle's arms again that it made her cry. Surreptitiously, Janelle penned, "I miss this little grey face so much. She's not just a pet." Annelle took a deep breath and recognised it was time to root herself, both in the ground and in herself. She had lived in temporary homes for years, from leased houses to motorhome holidays, and now she looked out at a piece of ground next to her daughter's house, at stakes that would mark out the edges of her sanctuary. One morning, early, she whispered to herself, "This earth is more than soil. It's mine, it's the past and it's the future." This was the dream she had held on to for all these years of self-sacrifice, personal growth, and compromise. Her dream home was not flashy or extravagant. It was a modest haven. She envisioned a large shaded porch where family members would sit silently, pets would sun themselves, and grandchildren would play and laugh. It would not be a palace or a monument, but a simple, sentimental home. Janelle pictured a garden full of nutritious vegetables and herbs, a backdrop for restorative chats, sunny smiles, open windows for cross-ventilation, and a wraparound porch perfect for morning coffee and soothing night tales. Writing about her experience, Janelle's loyal blog followers tracked her journey closely. She reflected, "I want my grandbabies to remember the smell of rosemary in the breeze and the frogs singing at sunset." Amidst sawdust and dirt of establishing a new life, a poignant moment caused Janelle to grasp how much her family is interconnected. On Mother's Day, she was presented with a gift that moved her to tears. It was a pot with a sprouting plant, but it was not just that. It had the tiny imprints of her grandchildren's hand and foot printed onto the earthy clay of the pot. Each of the prints was a silent message of love, marriage, and memory, frozen in time. Holding the planter to her side, Janelle felt a balance of warmth and sorrow, the weight of loss offset by the enduring love depicted by flowers, footprints, and the gentle hands of the next generation. Later, with emotion in her voice, she testified, "I don't know how much this moved me. It is more than a Mother's Day gift. It's a living memorial." Soon after, Janelle celebrated her birthday in a way more extraordinary than the ordinary cake and candles. This year's birthday was one of survival, perseverance, and rebirth. She celebrated her birthday in Santa Fe with fine friends, with history and art infused in adobe walls and cobblestone streets. Their simple yet deep agenda was to view an ancient chapel with stained glass windows that seemed to whisper hope. They walked through museums that were testimonies to survival and remained silent in prayer houses where quiet contemplation came so easily. No extravagant party or finery, just genuine laughter, endless conversation under the cover of the sky, and the quiet awareness that at times the biggest party is to start again. When Janelle got home, her loyal dog greeted her with pure delight. The younger sister had cared for the old pet when Janelle was away. The dog was so happy to be in Janelle's arms again that it brought her to tears. Stealthily, Janelle wrote, "I miss this little grey face so much. She's not just a pet." Annelle took a deep breath and knew the time had come to settle in, first in the earth and then in herself. She had lived in temporary homes, rental houses, motorhome trips, for years. Now she was standing on a property next to her daughter's home, looking out at stakes that would soon mark off the boundaries of her retreat. One morning, she whispered to herself softly, "This land is more than soil. It's mine, it's history, and it's the future." This was the dream she had held on to these years of personal growth, self-denial, and compromise. Her preferred home was not pretentious or overboard. It would be a cozy refuge. She envisioned a large shaded porch where family members could sit in silence, pets could sun themselves, and grandchildren could play and laugh. It would not be a monument or a palace, but a simple, sentimental home. Janelle imagined a garden full of juicy vegetables and herbs, a healing dialogue spot where there were cheerful laughter, open windows for airflow, and the wraparound porch that was perfect for morning coffee and soothing nighttime stories. Writing about her experience, Janelle's loyal audience tracked her journey enthusiastically. She thought, "I want my grandbabies to remember the smell of rosemary in the breeze and the frogs singing at dusk." In among the sawdust and dust of starting a new life, a painful moment made Janelle understand how much her family is connected. On Mother's Day, she received a present that left her sobbing. It was a flower pot with a sprouting plant, but it was something more. It had the tiny prints of her grandchildren's footprints and handprints embedded in the pot's clay. Every print was a silent testament of love, unity, and remembrance, frozen in time. Hugging the planter to her body, Janelle felt an equilibrium of warmth and sorrow, the weight of loss mitigated by the enduring love symbolized by flowers, footprints, and the gentle hands of the next generation. Later, her voice full of sentiment, she swore, "I don't know how much this moved me. It is more than a Mother's Day gift, it's a living memorial." A short time later, Janelle celebrated her birthday in a way that was more than the ordinary cake and candles. This year's birthday was one of survival, resilience, and fresh beginnings. She celebrated her birthday in Santa Fe with good friends, among history and art infused in adobe walls and cobblestone streets. Their simple but deep agenda was to visit an old chapel with stained glass windows that seemed to whisper hope. They walked through museums that spoke of survival and sat silently in houses of prayer where introspection came so easily. No extravagant parties or finery, only genuine laughter, long conversation under the canopy of the sky, and the quiet understanding that sometimes the best party is to start again. When Janelle came back home, her loyal dog greeted her with pure joy. The youngest sister had been looking after the old pet when Janelle was away. The dog was so happy to be back in Janelle's arms that it got her into tears. Secretly, Janelle wrote, "I miss this little grey face so much. She's not just a pet." Janelle was considered a sorrowful warrior who opted to appear in her entirety, loving her kids and honouring the life of her deceased son, in spite of the whirlwind of sorrow engulfing her. Despite such tremendous loss, her heart stayed receptive to happiness. Every week, her garden became a little more lush, and she edged nearer to making her home a home. Even as her family resided in various locations and encountered diverse situations, they remained closely knit together by love and allegiance. She started to plan Sunday family suppers on her porch, envisioning barefoot children playing in the grass as laughter rang beneath the trees. Her aspirations were basic: intimate dinner gatherings, rich discourse, and a life founded on truth. Marriage and reality television no longer suited her. Janelle accepted her roles as mother, builder, healer, and guardian of all that lived. In the meantime, a household name but formerly secretive family reality show member recently resurfaced with gossip that has left fans and enthusiasts thrilled and hopeful. This individual, hugely intertwined in the family saga that has engaged audiences for many years, is not coming back as a passive character, but rather as one who is open to personal development and transformation. With the weighty baggage of loss and complicated family relationships, he now bears a message of hope and new beginnings. This young man last emerged in a poignant salute to his deceased brother in a multi-episode tribute that exposed the searing truths of loss and resilience. His return came as a shock to many, but was received with warmth and accolades. Those who have watched the family closely know the intricacy of his relationships, particularly the strained and often strained relationship with his father. This new chapter is intriguing, not merely for the news it reveals, but for the narrative of transformation behind it. The path to establishing an independent identity beyond family strife, progressing while respecting the past, and establishing connection beyond suffering. Where he was once primarily viewed in terms of family melodrama, This person now appears as a creative, affable, and optimistic one. His perspective has changed from sorrow to optimism as he struggles with the realities of loss and familial disintegration. His family's tale, with its share of happy and sad moments, has been unfolding in public for years. His brother's suicide early last year was one of the darkest pages in the family's history. The world's fans grieved with the family. There was one poignant moment when this young man discovered his brother at home, a sight that no one should have to witness. In spite of the trauma, he showed tremendous fortitude by courageously reliving the traumatic experience on TV. This revealed underlying family tensions and emphasized continued problems with mental illness. Long-standing problems, in particular between him and his father, persisted even as mourning set in. Their father-son relationship has been characterized by lack of communication, unexpressed resentments, and flashes of wrath over the years. But amidst this complicated and mournful context, the young man has sublimely started to make a new way. Towards expression and recovery, beyond the flashing lights and microphones, this young man is now venturing forth on his own terms. His recent declarations indicate a desire to connect with the world on terms that suit his personality and interests, instead of the crushing burden of the past. Once their home state was left behind by the family, he spent much time in a lively desert city, renowned for its nightlife and entertainment. A city where fresh starts and freedom reigned supreme. Here, the city served as a meeting place for various siblings, providing the anonymity and freedom that starkly oppose the conservative and frequently restrictive setting of their home state. In this interactive environment, spearheaded by relationships, he took a bold step. Rumors and whispers indicate that love was involved in this decision. Aside from relationships, he started a career suitable for the modern era. Interactive, customized communication. In the footsteps of his father as well as other relatives, he started a business producing customized shout-outs and greetings. His services vary from sincere dedications to light chat, taking advantage of a medium well known among celebrities for direct interaction with the audience. Unlike some of his family members, whose work is costly or stiff, his videos are cheap and processed quickly, which makes them common among many. His supporters enjoy the glimpses he provides of his personality, inside humor, friendly guidance, even sarcastic commentary. One such recollection was when he playfully brushed aside requests for restaurant reviews, revealing his down-to-earth and affable nature. This lightness of touch has won him over again to his fans. The happiness and warmth he emits today are a far cry from the suffering that has characterized years past. This hope is indicative of an individual who is making a conscious decision to heal and to hope, striving to rewrite his narrative from one plagued by tragedy and family strife to one characterized by resilience and unity. The ride has not been smooth. One of the most significant relationships he had was with his deceased brother. They had a special connection cemented by trials, such as overcoming their father's struggles and getting through a worldwide pandemic. During his college years, his brother struggled to purchase his own home. Even though their father doubted how they lived, their mother wrestled to safeguard their stability and security. Despite hard work and commitment from the brothers, their relationship with the father did not improve. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the family came together in a somber farewell, grieving for the brother whose loss had created a deep emptiness. The public sympathized with this young man, knowing the inner conflict of the family. The reality show unveiled vulnerable moments like when he confronted his father over emotional detachment and abuse during pivotal life events. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for daily updates.